Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum here with some words of wisdom to start your day off well. And this one I hope is going to pique your curiosity a bit and maybe send some of you out to do this because I think it's really the experiences I've had with this, which aren't the extreme, but have been very illuminating, helpful, confirming, clarifying. There, those are my words. So, hope you all had a wonderful weekend, a good Mother's Day. And I was talking to several people, several moms. Good morning, Gwen. Glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. Several moms who the words I used when I was hearing what they were telling me was fraught. That Mother's Day is a holiday that's fraught with difficulty for a lot of people, whether it was having difficulty with their own mom being gone at this point in time, um, having expectations that weren't met, all the things, all the things. And um, one person said, I think we should do away with all those kinds of holidays because they're just a recipe for people to be upset. My thought was, we need to be far more clear about what it is we want and expect from a holiday like Mother's Day, Father's Day, Sweetest Day, Valentine's Day, all the things, right? The more we can talk about what we're anticipating, expecting, dreading, hoping for, all the things, the better it is that the people around us are going to be able to help us meet those expectations. And it's also going to, good morning, Barb. Glad you're here. Welcome. It's also going to allow for misunderstandings to be addressed more quickly. So, one of the misunderstandings was telling the mom, we're going to do something special. And then it was a routine thing. So, yeah, one of those days that just kind of, and my day was wonderful, in my opinion, because of my mindset. My perspectives were Mother's Day is a difficult day simply because my mom is gone and my children are in two different states. But I heard from both of them. We had lovely conversations, and my son's actually in Alaska at the moment. Um, but it was a good because my expectations were um, tempered by that information. Tempered by that information that my children aren't present here in the same state, same city, nothing. So having the expectation that um, hopefully I'll hear from them by phone, but sometimes I don't because good morning, Nancy. Glad you're here because of what they're up to on that particular day, etc. Actually, Logan called at the precisely perfect moment because I was between things that I was doing, and we had a lovely conversation. He was telling me about how diverse the people are in the place where he is, and that they were headed for a ceremony at a facility nearby, and all of the various kinds of people who are going to be there. And how cool is that? Yeah, exactly. You heard from all three of your kids. Fabulous. And there have been years where I haven't heard from one or the other of my kids on Mother's Day or on my birthday. And good morning, Carolyn. Glad you're here. Welcome. And I've had to work that through and let that go. Do I want to be miserable on that day because I'm expecting something that isn't going to happen? Or do I want to create a day that's going to feel wonderful to me? Good morning, Jonelle. Glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. Um, so the wonderful thing that we did yesterday was Diane and I went to the park. We were looking for the new fawns. We didn't see any yet. We saw a couple of adult deer, but we didn't see any fawns yet. But we were there and we were looking. We did see the four little goslings that are stomping around, which is probably, oh my God, I don't know, a tenth of what there usually are. But because of the high water, I think many of the nests got washed away. So we've got a little crop of goslings this year. So We have a cool card today, as I said at the beginning of this thing. Very cool card. It is a bit early for fawns, but we've been watching. We've been watching because last year they snuck up on us. It was like, oh, it's still pretty cold, and here they are. So, yeah. Our card deck for today is the Earth Magic deck, and there's Gaia, our Earth Mother, by Stephen D. Farmer. And we've got a lovely card, so I'll share that in a moment. And I want you to be thinking about, as we do our tapping and breath, I want you to be thinking about what are the questions that you have kind of lurking around in the back of your mind about your life, about your path, about what you're here to do, etc. And just kind of let those rattle around in there for the moment. But let's do some tapping and some breath. I want to start though with our reset button by the baby finger. You can do both of them at the same time, get more bang for your buck. But resetting. It's a Monday, first day of the week. We're just getting started. It's spring, just new beginnings, new beginnings. So let's just tap here. And a breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Oh, that feels good. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And let's think in terms of gratitude. In through the nose, out through the mouth. I am grateful that this morning my back finally feels pretty darn good. That was a long time coming. I am very grateful for that. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And I even did a little bit yesterday. Not much. I was very careful, but I did a little bit. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Collarbone spot. I also shortened up one of the flags that my little brother uses for flagging at the racetrack. It was the yellow flag. It wasn't functioning the way he wanted it to. So had him drag out mom's sewing machine, which is an old Singer and weighs about 8,000 pounds. So I said, I'll be happy to sew it for you, but you are lifting the machine onto the table and putting it back. So we did that. He mowed the lawn, cleaned out some stuff from the 2 garages, little bitty things. I started to sweep the grass off the driveway and thought, oh no, this isn't good. Don't do that. So I got the hose out and washed it off the driveway instead. Worked better. Okay, one more nice deep breath. Let it go. Isn't that nice? You can do that anytime, anywhere. Anytime, anywhere. So our card for today. Well, first I want to show you the back because I just love this back. As above, so below. As within, so without. The Emerald Tablet. And you can see I think it's a crane standing here in the water by my finger. But I just love this image. I just think it's so complete. Our card for today is Desert Vision Quest. Vision Quest. And so with regard to that question that you have for yourself, who am I? What am I doing? What do I need to change? Where am I meant to be going? How am I supposed to serve? Those kinds of questions, a vision quest can be helpful. So let's hear what it has to say. Desert Vision Quest. In this arid climate zone that we call desert, images shift and change throughout the day, yet always maintain a sharp and defined presence. Those hardy species of flora and fauna that have found a home in the desert have adapted over eons to the relative harshness that's a strong characteristic of these lands. Throughout history, we've passed down many stories of people wandering the desert. Often they're about religious figures and ascended masters who had journeyed there and returned to their people with remarkable visions. The desert is an ideal place to seek a vision, or more accurately, allow a vision to come to you. I loved that distinction, that it can be a very divine feminine process. Good morning, Mel. Glad you're here. Welcome. The divine masculine is that seeking. I'm going out to find, I'm hunting down. The divine feminine is I'm open to receiving, What's going to come my way? I'm making myself available for what's meant to come. And so this is a process of both. The quiet and peace of such an environment is conducive to the solitude required to have this type of profound experience. So think about that word, solitude. When do we allow ourselves the stillness to just be, to allow what comes to come, to not be on the eternal search for something that then kind of eludes us? But if we are open to receiving, we can be wandering about a little bit. We can be still doing the divine masculine search thing, but it's not in that hunt down and conquer kind of way. It's more in that I'm amidst this environment seeking guidance, seeking clarity. Spending time in this region without the usual accoutrements of the civilized world can present survival challenges, or at least seem to. And this could rightfully be called a spirit quest, where through steadiness in this seemingly bleak environment, it becomes possible to receive direct guidance from spirit internally and in the world around you. There are people who do this through hunger strikes. There are people who do this through sacred drug usage. There are people who do this through going on a walkabout. There's many ways to accomplish this, but the characteristics that you're looking for are silence, stillness, contemplative time, nature, oftentimes. Um, but there's many ways to do this, even with it going within. And it doesn't have to be days and days and days. I mean, a lot of times these would be 3, 4 days, but you can also do this just in a brief amount of time by going within and heeding the guidance that you're getting. Let's see here. So this is as if it's talking to us. A vision quest is a process whereby you spend a few days in the wilderness alone. Typically, you carry only water and some sacred items with you, and you spend most of the time praying or meditating. Many who have completed a vision quest assert that it is a powerful and even life changing experience and report vivid and profound revelations. For myself, the last vision quest I did was going to the retreat center by myself, a couple of days. I had food, I had all the things I needed, but it's a place where there's no television, which I don't have anyway. So, but it's a sacred, still kind of place. So it doesn't have to be complicated and you plan for 6 months to go do this thing. Barbara's talking about going for her walks in nature by herself. Yes, yes, yes. It can be walking on a trail. You may come across people and say hello, but you're in nature, you're in stillness, even if the traffic is just a couple miles away. Doesn't really matter. What can you get for a peaceful, still time? For some people, it's going and sitting in church when there's nobody else there, just being present in a sacred place. Caves. Caves can be one of those places where you just go and be. Just go and be. Bodies of water. I think that's oftentimes why some people love fishing, because they sit out where there can't be a ton of conversation if they're by themselves, and it's still. It's still they're just being. Okay? It is said that the desert does not lie, so partaking in this can help you discover the truth about your purpose, or at least give you some clues. It is time for you to go on a vision quest. Here we get to the crux of this thing. Cemeteries are amazing places. I love walking through cemeteries, and many of them have benches installed, like they're made out of marble or granite or whatever. You can sit and watch, depending on where the cemetery is. We have some beautiful cemeteries here in Appleton that are on the river. So you can sit and watch the river. Watching water move is one of those, because the same way water moves, everything moves on the breath. So the water's moving, you're breathing deeply and easily. Things are moving through you as well. You can get unstuck if you're feeling stuck. Yes, thank you for that one, Barb. I appreciate that. It is time for you to go on a vision quest. Designate a place in nature in which to dwell, whether for a couple of hours or a few days. Spend the majority of your time while there praying and meditating. It is best to be in a location where you can truly find solitude, even if it is in a quiet corner of the park for an afternoon. Wherever you go, take your question, concern, or challenge with you into prayer or meditation. Allow it to float around you in your consciousness and watch what shows up. Sometimes I've taken a deck of cards with me and done a reading and then done the contemplative time, or done the contemplative time and then done a reading, or take my journal and sit and be with the journal. But I really want to not get caught in the stuff. I want to be present in the being, capital B. Okay? This is one of the more powerful cards in this deck. He says so. By drawing it, whatever other messages you may have received are amplified threefold. I'm not sure how he came up with threefold, but threefold is what he says. So it could even be taking a picture of the desert and just staring at it for a while. It's all about intention. It's all about intention. So that's the intention for your process, how you're going to do this, and the intention for your the concern, questions, direction you're seeking, bringing those to whatever process you do. I think it is interesting that this card is coming up on a Monday. To me, what that says is because Monday is usually part of our regular week, not like a weekend day where we have more flexibility, that perhaps this is saying to you, you can fit this in at any point today. It doesn't have to be this humongous thing. Just fit this in somewhere today. Maybe you take your lunch hour and go sit by yourself. It could be sitting in your car with your window down, whatever. Cemeteries, great place. Parks, great place. Along water somewhere, great place. Just pick something and allow yourself. There's 9 or 10 of you on here. I looked and the number was 10 and it just dropped to 9. And there are many of you who will watch this after the fact because I'm too early for you. But I hope you heed this guidance and allow yourself, however brief a pause today, to just do a vision quest. It doesn't have to be big, fancy equipment, all kinds of stuff. It can just be your still, quiet intention for yourself and your question and see where it takes you. I'd love to hear. Have an awesome Monday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye, guys.